So here we have the timing chain, set. We have the new, these are all new, everything here is new. So this is the exhaust for the rear of the engine, intake, right side for the rear of the engine, left side on the front of the engine for the intake, and the exhaust for the front of the engine. Here's the new timing chain for the rear side on the top, and on the front of the engine on the top, and then your primary chain, the one for the crankshaft that goes between the crankshaft and these idlers. And I have them exactly in the position they go on. All the idlers are in the positions here, and I have the gaskets that they come with when you order the kit, and they're all installed, and so they're all put together here. And here is the oil pump from GM. It already comes with the timing guide, and I have the timing guides in the garage, so I'll get those out a little bit. And here's the new sprocket gear that goes right here after you get the timing, the oil pump on there. And over here to the side, I have red marker paint. I'm going to put a dot here. To make it easier, a dot here for stage 1 timing, and a dot here for stage 2 timing. I'm also going to put a dot on this exhaust valve on the triangle. There's a triangle here and there's a circle here. On this side, on the rear side of the engine, you do the triangles. On both of these here. Here's the intake. We're going to mark the triangle. On the front side, we're going to mark the circles, not the triangles, but the circles. And here's the circle for that one. Because once it's in the engine, it's going to be very hard to see these marks. Okay. We mark that correlating with a hole, and this one has the tooth where you can't see it, but it's right here. I'm going to mark that with the paint. Okay. And that should help us out when we have it in the car and it's hard to see. So when you're working on it in the car with these red marks here or a high visibility paint, you should be able to see the timing marks when you are doing the timing chain. It's important that you know that these links here, the color links, are on the right position. You have 2 of these purple links here, and those two, this link goes here and this link goes here on the paint. This yellow link will go in on that link there in the bottom, and you can't really see it. You can barely see it through the hole, but because we colored it, we should be able to see it a little clearer. And then the same thing with this one. These 2 color links go on the rear side of the engine. One goes there and this one goes here. And this gold color link will go right here on this mark. And then our primary chain should go, actually I think this one goes here. I'll have to double check that, but I think this one actually goes here. And I think that one, the primary chain, the lower chain, that one goes here. This link goes here. This one goes here. And then this one will go on there. And we'll see if I can try to clean some of that paint off over there. That should be able to be visible. Kind of dripped. That's all we need there. Just enough to be able to see the dot. We're going to need to get the oil pump on first. So this goes on, this is the oil pump. This is going to go on dry. As I showed you before, I colored these dots here because this is your primary timing and this is your secondary timing. I colored them with paint just so that you can make it more visible to see it better. So basically this, it already has the bolts that come with it. It already has the timing guide on it. I've seen people pop this off here by pushing down on this tab, and they put the new one on if they don't have a new oil pump, and they usually just change this guide, which is fine. But I'm going to go ahead and install this, and as you can see, this has flats. This has flats right here on the oil pump, and those flats go on the crankshaft right there. There's some flats right in there. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to put this oil pump on that crankshaft like that. Just wiggle it around, and now it's on there. Then I'm going to tighten these by hand. Just going to go around. That one's already got it started. I'm going to go ahead and tighten that by hand. Get them started. No impacts yet. You don't use impacts until you get everything started by hand. You don't want to cross thread anything in here. You just want to make sure it's on there, and it's on there hand tight. I'm just turning these bolts by hand until they stop. Now loosen that one up again, and I'm going to go back down here and tighten this one. Okay, that one seems to bottom out there. And there's another one here. Okay, that one's good, just this one needs to go in more. Tighten this fitting down by hand. Okay, one more. No, that's it. Okay, now I'm going to slide this sprocket, and it has a key right here. There's a key up here at the top. The key there. I'm going to slide this just like that, and it's all the way on. So I'm painting these red so that they're more visible when we're doing this timing here.
Are you just going over the white section?
I'm just going over the white sections that they had on this gear already.
Okay.
So I just will put red just to make it a little more visible than white down in the bottom. So basically these will go on to the timing on the engine, but we're gonna work on getting the cam phasers on first. So now that I got the car lowered, I can now reach in here fairly easy without having to use a step ladder or step stool to get in here. So I'm going to start installing the cam phasers. So I took off all the cam phasers because I'm replacing them. So I have them out in order so that we don't get confused. I'm going to take my exhaust cam phaser and I marked the triangle because the triangle goes on the rear side of the engine over here. And if you look behind this cam phaser, you have this little locating key, and that goes onto, if you see these cams here, they have this slot. They have a slot there, they have a slot there, there's a slot here, and there's one back here. So they can only go, they can only go on one way. So I'm going to get that cam phaser, slide it on here, turn it, and it locks in place into that locking pin onto the cam. I'm going to tighten the bolt down by hand, and we're going to come in here and we're going to torque all this stuff down. I don't have the torque values right off the top of my head, but I did write them down, and I will be going around doing that, and I'll be reading off the values for each one of these. Now that I got that on hand tight, I will proceed to grabbing the intake right side, which is the back of the engine, because GM likes to label things backwards. So this intake cam phaser will go on the back of the engine. And it's on there hand tight, and like I said, we'll come back with a wrench and snug everything down to torque values. Now we will grab the front, which is the left bank on the right side, GM's backwards left, and we will put that right here. Is the intake. I'm going to tighten the bolt down till bottoms out. Okay, now we will get the exhaust valve for the front of the engine, and we marked it. We showed it. We marked the little circle with red tape for visibility. So this guy will slide right there, and then we are going to turn it. Oh, there it is. Actually, it's locked in right there. I have to even find it. Turn the bolt until it bottoms out. Okay, and I'm going to get a wrench, maybe 16. It's a 16 millimeter, and I'm going to just snug it by hand with my 16 millimeter socket. Just snug it like that. Come in here, snug it. And these don't move because I still have those locking plates, and I can give you the where I got them on Amazon. There's these little locking plates, and they go on the cams, and they will help you lock the engine into stage 1 and stage 2 timing to do a timing belt change. And I highly recommend them because you don't have to worry about things turning on you while you're trying to work on this. Okay, so I'm going to proceed here to snugging this down just by hand. This is just to make sure everything's somewhat tight, not torqued, just tight. Okay, as you can see, that turned. So I have to go up here and look to see if I'm still on the flat. And I think I'm still on the flat. And that is actually turning the cam. And okay, so we're good.
Okay.
So now we have the back, the one,
The rear?
okay, the rear of the engine, front of the engine, and the main chain on the bottom. The front of the engine, we're gonna get this chain, we're gonna put it on, and I think I have to put this on with this because I couldn't get it off the last time, so I'm gonna have to get it kind of on there, so I won't be trying to fight it, trying to get it on or off. So I'm gonna come over here and get this on here, and I'm going to kind of
Well, I can hold the light if you want.
yeah, I'm going to kind of get this started here. There's a spot there for the idler. You could see that little spot. Let me try to move this out. Get that harness out of the way. Yeah. Okay. See that now? You see it better?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. I'm going to put that right there. Tighten that. And I might try to do it from the bottom if I can reach it. Yeah. Tighten that down.
Now the chin might snag. It's snagging just a little bit.
Is it?
Well, against the the gear.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, there we go. You're right. It was. We just try to get that. That's not aligned. We're just trying to get it.
Get it on.
Get it on. Yeah. We'll align it once we get it all on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just tightening the sprocket. Okay. Now that I got it hand tight, I'm gonna come in there with a 16 millimeter and tighten the nut that's on the inside here down. Pause it for a minute.
Okay.
Now with my 16 millimeter little hand ratchet, I can come in here and tighten that down. Okay, now I got it tightened down. I'm going to get the rear sprocket and I'm going to put that on the rear of the engine on the timing. I can do it from the top here. So that goes right over here. There's a spot. There's a spot for that right there. I'm going to tighten that down. Here, let me get it from the bottom. Then I'm going to tighten it with my 16 millimeter wrench. Just tighten it snug. And I will show you that's the wrench we used. Now I need to put this in the right timing. So I need to line up my purple marks or pink marks. One right there on the red paint. And one right here on the other one. Seems like there's some slop in there. Huh. Seems like there's slop in there. What is this?
Could be because it needs the those tensioners.
Could be. Oh, okay. Okay. No, I think it's good.
Okay.
Okay. So now I have my timing guides. This one goes on the lower chain. Goes on like that. This one goes on the front on the right side, and that goes on the front on the left side. This goes on the rear side. This is on the right side on the rear. The right side, no, the left side on the rear. The left side of the chain on the rear side of the engine. So, because we're starting off with the front of the engine, we're going to go ahead and put this one on first. And I need to check my marks. I have my mark there, and I need to check the mark on the idler sprocket and get the color link on the chain in the right hole. Down here at the bottom, I got the timing chain, the little hole there, and that color link has to be visible through the little hole.
I'm the eyehole man! What is going on? Give me my eyehole! Give me my eyehole! Give me my eyehole! It's mine, I'm eyehole man! Give me my eyehole! Please! Get on out of here with my eyehole!
Okay. See if I can get this on. Okay, I moved the idler in there, and I'm going to work the bolt in there, see if I can get lucky and get it in there. Okay, it's ready. So I got lucky here. Now we're going to check our mark down at the bottom. Okay. Okay, there it is. Looking at the timing right there. See that? Lined up with a color link. Hard to tell, but you can see it. There's the color link. That's what you want. One other tip is when you're doing this with the lower sprocket, you can add a pick, and the pick allows the chain not to walk on you while you're trying to work and put the timing chain guides and move things around. That should help keep that chain link in the right spot for the timing. Now we will proceed with this timing guide, and we're going to put it here in the front. I'm going to gently lift the chain up with my finger. And move the guide into place. And I got it into place, and I am now finger tightening the fasteners here. So we will need a wrench with my 10mm to get those little bolts down. Okay, now we're gonna go to this one. Let's see if I can just snug this down. We're not gonna torque anything down. We're just gonna snug everything down. There. And I'm gonna go ahead and double check my timing marks. So we're timing mark. We're in time there. In time there with the red mark. And I'm going to check down at the sprocket, the idler sprocket. And we are in time here at the bottom. And this little pick, I saw this on YouTube. Somebody put a pick here to temporarily hold the link exactly in the spot, and that trick seems to do wonders since it's tight in here. So any tips and tricks that you can do will definitely help you in this job. So now we just got to get the tensioner on here. The tensioners we're going to use is this one here. This one, the front one, front top. And we got the gasket installed. And guys, when you get these, make sure that if they don't come with these little plastic inserts here, these little inserts, take them off the old ones and put them on there. Squeeze that one on. Then get your gasket on there. Get them partially threaded through the gasket so it can hold it on. And then do not pull that pin out until you're ready to commit to the timing chain. This tensioner will go right here. I'm going to gently work it into place. Need to tighten it down. Yeah. Okay, tightening that down. $10mm to tighten those down. Okay, snug. And snug. They're snug. It's not on there with a torque wrench yet, but we got it on there snug where it won't be loose flopping around. So we're gonna leave this key here for now because we need to double check our timing marks. It's a little slop here. between the cams. That's fine. As long as we're on the marks, we should be fine. And we'll double check the bottom. So we're in time here. We're in time there. And then we'll double check the bottom. On video, but we are in time, and I can get this little pick out of that slot. But we are in time. I'm verified by putting the camera. See if we can see the yellow link. Yeah, we're in time there. Okay. And now we will start with the primary chain here, the lower chain. That'll be our next adventure. Okay. We are now going to lift up the car since we will be working more in the wheel well. Okay. I'm going to get a jack stand and we're going to put it right under this subframe mount. Looks like a good sturdy spot. Good place to put it. Now we will lower the car so that we are sitting on jack stands. Slowly turn the handle. So now we can work on putting the chain on for the lower part of the timing chain. So okay. Okay. It's hard to do down here. Okay. There we go. There's that. And this one needs to come over. And this guy needs to go. Oh shit. This chain needs to go right here, not under here. So I need to lift this up, move it down like that. And there's that link we colored so we could see it. And so now we got the link. We got the red link right here. The red link with the yellow link. It's going over the chain, and we need to line it up to that link there. So let's see if we need to turn it. Probably need to turn it from the top. Okay. So we need to go to the top of the crank, the camshaft up there, and see if I can turn it so I could get this gear to turn to have just enough clearance to get into this tooth here. So if you look closely here, there's a little bit of slop here, and they're in time. We're going to try to eliminate that slop by turning the camshaft right there, and might need
Has those locks on it,
okay.
so it might not go very far.
See, pull that. Hold
Oh
that
yeah,
down.
I can do that.
Hold that. I'm gonna go down there and see if that's gonna fix the slop.
Okay.
We'll go down here. Okay. Time there. Oh, that did it. That did it. It's in time now. And is it in time over there? It is in time. Yeah, it's in the marks. Okay, so now I just got to get the tensioner on there. Get my tensioner. Work it in here like that. And tighten these down. We're going to get the tensioner to place. Right there. Get the other bolt started. Come on. Get it all the way on. Okay. That is almost all the way on. Okay, that's good. Okay. Snug. And need to work on snug. Next one. Grab the wrench. Snug, snug. Go to my oil tensioner here on the bottom. Snug. Okay. We are in time right here. So I got it in time right here. There's the dot. There's the dot on the crankshaft. There's the color link. There's this link and there's the paint. In time there. And up there is in time. And we're gonna look through the dot. And we should see a yellow link in the hole. Okay, we're in time there. And we are going to check the top. We are in time there with the link there. And the purple with the red paint. And the purple with the red paint. So we are in time. So we can now release the little tensioners. There's this little tensioner for the chain. I can now pull it. There. And now it engaged the timing tensioner right here on the front, the top. Now we're going to do the same with the one down at the bottom. We have verified that all the marks for timing are correct. So we can now pull this pin, and that is going to engage the tensioner. The tension is now on the chain. Okay, and now we're going to get started on the rear side of the engine. So now we got the front chain on, All the timing marks are lined up. We got the tensioners engaged. The bottom chain, the primary chain, we got that on. We got the timing guide on and the tensioner engaged. Now we need to move this engine into stage 2 timing so that we can rotate it to the timing mark down here on the crankshaft. We're going to move the crankshaft from that position where it's marked up here over to this position on that red dot. That dot on that sprocket needs to line up with this dot here. But in order to do that, we need to remove our lock plates on the camshafts first. So we will go back to the top of the engine. So at the top of the engine, we have this plate here, and we have this plate here. So we need to remove the plates. There. And we remove that one. And now we have the one up here. We need to remove this one here. Okay, so we remove this plate. So now we need to move that crankshaft to stage 2 timing. And we will do that by putting in, we're going to do stage 2 timing by putting in the crankshaft bolt on the crankshaft. This is the old crankshaft bolt. And we're going to use a 19mm socket on there. And I'm going to get my extensions with my breaker bar. Oops. And we're going to turn until the mark lines up with the mark on dang it,
I feel like it's locked up or something.
oops.
Let's try the engine compression.
Okay. Oops. Right there. Now they're lined up. Now we will show that the red mark here on the dimple on the sprocket is now lined up with the dimple on the oil pump. So now we're ready for stage 2 timing. To get into stage 2 timing, I moved the crankshaft over to that second dot on the left side of the oil pump. But these cams need to rotate because the cam flat spots here are facing like this. They need to be flat like this, not in an angle like this. And so is this one. It's facing an angle like this. And I have these locking bars here, and these are supposed to lock in place here. So I need to rotate this cam. It's like this. I need to rotate it flat, and same thing with this one. So I have a wrench here, a 3/4 inch on this cam here. I'm gonna need to get another 3/4 inch to be able to grab it and rotate it. So need a move this wrench. Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's good. Just wash your hand when you do that. And now the flat spot is now facing up, which is exactly what we want. And over here, the flat spot is like this. We need to make it facing up just like this. I need to get my wrench, 1/4 inch. I don't think it's gonna fit on this one. I had a little trouble earlier getting this wrench to fit, so I'm gonna use my crescent wrench. I'm gonna put it right here on this hex part and turn it. Oop, it just kind of bounced on me. Okay. Is it flat now?
It looks like you have 2 flat spots now.
Yeah, it looks flat. Yeah, that looks flat to me. Okay, let's find out which one of these is the lock bar. Is that it? I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it.
That one's not all the way in, but it is flat. It's just not all the way in. The one on the further down.
Okay, I'm gonna help it with a wrench.
Okay.
So
You need me to pull the light up to you, that way you can kind of concentrate.
yeah, I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna move that just to make sure it's locked in place. I'm just gonna there it is.
There he is.
Just a little wiggle like that, and a little wiggle, and that gets those bars in place. And I'm telling you, you need to have those bars if you want to do this timing job, and you want to do it once and you want to do it right. I recommend buying them. Now that we have everything locked down on the cams with these bars, and they're in the flat spots there and there, we can now get our chain and start putting it on these the back cam phasers. So from here on the ground, we are going to get it, and we are going to line up the links on the colored paint that we did with red. Okay. Okay, yeah, there we go. That was easy.
Huh. Just went right in.
Yeah, and
You got them all lined up with the purple to red there.
you can see the red paint there on the below the purple, right in the center, on the very rear exhaust phaser. And up on the front here, on the intake, you can see the red paint there on the link, so that's lined up. Now we just need to get the bottom one lined up to the sprocket. So yeah, there's a red link right there. I'm going to line up this yellow. See how I marked that red? And because it corresponds with a hole there, the hole that goes clear through. So that mark goes like that, and then that gets tightened up. So what I want to do, I want to get the timing guide on. Okay, so now you can see that mark there, and that correlates with the hole there. This mark correlates with that hole. So that lines up just like that, and we are in time. So now, pass me the red paint marker. We are going to mark right there. That way we know where we're at. Okay. And we'll need a timing guide. We're gonna put the timing guide. Oops. Get the timing guide right over here. Oops. Looks like that moved on me. That's okay. I'm gonna get this started. We'll get things lined up again. Remove that. That's why we put a paint mark there, so we can easily check. Okay. Now we'll need a 10mm to tighten that down.
Really like that?
Yeah. It's nice when you have a hand from above holding it.
A magical hand.
A magic hand that holds the chain on. So we need to get the timing mark right there. Get that guide up there. Hang on, lower it down. Okay, now pull it up. Okay, now we got the magic hand from above. Hey, what's the thing they say? No gay, no homo. No
Man,
homo.
I love
yeah.
those guys. No homo. No.
Yeah.
You did it again. Why do you say that?
What?
Why do you run around qualifying everything with no homo? Why do you got to do that? Don't you understand how stupid you sound?
It's just a joke.
It's not a joke. You're an idiot.
Okay, I think I can do that. Magic hand is holding it up there, and then I can get this right here. Okay, I got that one started. You can try to get that one. Once you get it started by hand. Okay, so we're getting the tensioner for the rear side of the chain up there, the back side of the engine.
Yeah.
Keep going. Yeah. Okay, good. The next thing.
Okay, I'm gonna do it by hand.
Okay, and our mark is still there. We're still in the timing mark. Okay. So now we got the rear side of the engine. Everything's ready. This is the only thing we had to put on now. The timing guide for the for this side of the chain right here. So this guy goes on like this. Get one started. It's down here. Push it into place. Get the holes lined up. Okay, we're gonna get our electric ratchet. We're gonna run them down. I'm not gonna torque them down, just run them down. Get our little hand ratchet with a 10mm bit socket. Go down here, snug it down, snug it down, go to our tensioner in the back here, snug it down, just good and snug, good and snug, go to the tensioner, the timing guide on the back side, snug it down, and we will check our timing marks. We are in time here. We got the red paint. We can see everything. So we're in time there. We are in time there. The back. You can see the paint there with the purple link on the chain. Okay. Now we will go underneath the car. We are in time. As you see the little red paint mark we put, that lines up with that hole and this tooth. So that's in time, and we are in time there on the sprocket in correlation with the oil pump there, and everything's in time. So we can now pull the pin, hang on. We can now pull the pin, the grenade pin on the tensioner, and you can pull it if you want. There.
Oh god, it went into the... I think it went in...
Yeah, I heard it. It fell here somewhere. Yeah, so now the tensioner is now active, and the timing chain is now on.